Most people say that that it was a really brutal shoot, but you're saying it was not.
No, it wasn't really. No, I mean, the weather is what it is out in Calgary. It's very, very cold. I mean, I think at times it's cold. It's cold, like, you know, Siberia's cold also as well. And to get into the -30s, -40s, -50s, and that's what it is. You know, I think logistically to move a film crew around in very you know, arduous circumstances sometimes to very specific locations which are off the beaten track logistically made it a very difficult piece to put together, and then we had unusual weather therefore, you know, which I'm sure Leo mentioned to do with climate change, stuff like that maybe. Where when we needed it to be snowing, you know, God said no, there's going to be a Chinook and we're going to thaw out all the snow. And then when we needed not to be snowing, we had, you know, lots and lots of snow and stuff. So I mean, I think that was complicated. That was difficult to maintain a shoot over, you know, 5, and then it became 8 months, and then sort of 9 months, and you know. But no, it wasn't a hardship shoot by any sense of imagination. It was just a shoot in the wild.
You've got 3 Oscar contenders coming out.
Who?
Legend, Mad Max, in this movie. Three movies that have got Oscars written all over them. How do you feel about that? I
don't think about things like that. You know, that's really cool. I'd like to see. You know, it's really lovely that you know, movies get recognised in that way. I think that's fantastic.
You and Leo's characters your character and Leo's character are the main adversaries of this movie. What are their similarities, though?
Do you know what? I often thought that. It's a very interesting tale, because it's not like an antagonist-protagonist situation where there's a villain and then there's a good guy. Certainly not for me. I mean, playing the character Fitzgerald, I always wondered what he might have done in the same situation as my character would have done if he was in the same situation as my character. I think, you know, I could justify everything that Fitzgerald does from a place of, you know, desperation, but at the same time, you know, somebody who's, you know, one might question his morals, but at the same time, who ethical turpitude in a time such as this is, you know, there wasn't a lot of, well, I mean, nature was a very brutal place at the time. There wasn't an awful lot of law infrastructure around, and you know, at the same time, the situation, social politically as well, in America being quite a new country in many aspects, and then the First Nation being treated in the way that was going, you know, well, and it was very difficult to say who's a good guy and who's a bad guy in this story, or whether that's even a point. I think it's much more of a tale of human, the grey areas of humanity and the human condition in some aspects, in brutal sort of terms, as it were, under the microscope of what if scenario.